What's going on, everybody? I've been meaning to make this video for a long time, but due to the fact that seadoo's website was quote-unquote hacked or down for a while for maintenance, I wasn't able to do it, but I kind of wanted to go over what the most important accessories for the seadoo switch are. And I'm not going to go into full detail of what they are, but I want to go over the ones that I believe are the most important. And also, I took a look at what the community had to say, and I found out kind of what people were using in lieu of not seadoo products when it comes to accessory, and then some seadoo products as well. So let's get into this. So this is kind of actually pretty cool that seadoo put my favorite one up top. So these are the Linq Light Fender kit, which attach right on the side of the seadoo. And if we click on this, these clip right on the side of the walls of the switch. So you could actually see this picture right here shows that clipping right on the outside. You actually don't want to clip this on the outside. This is the wrong way to do it, which is really weird for seadoo. Actually, you can see that their clip is on the inside, but hitting the seat, which is ridiculous. You don't want it right here. You want to put it toward the end where it doesn't hit the seats. But anywho, so this is an important one because you can just throw those off whenever you need them and tuck them right back inside of the boat when you don't. So I find this is the most necessary one. Now, the price reflects the fact that these are Linq accessory, which is super annoying too. These should be about 80 bucks, whereas they're charging 199. So if you're lucky enough to have ordered a seadoo switch from a dealership, you can always just ask if you can get these discounted, and more than likely they'll do it. I was able to get mine for 160 or 20% off. So yeah, it was pretty nice when they did do that, and I use these all the time. So regardless of the price, I figure this is going to be one of the most used accessories for the seadoo switch. The other one is the anchor kit. However, as I was talking about with the community, let's go to the community page here, and I'll link this down below. Seadoo Switch community actually brought together to go out there with a spreadsheet and say which one were the most important that they felt for this. And we'll get into some of these afterwards, but one of these was an anchor, and you can see the anchor is right here. From seadoo, it's $254.99. That's outrageously expensive for a seadoo product or an anchor, let alone a seadoo product. But if you go on Amazon, this is actually $53 for the anchor, and the chain's an additional $13, and the rope is $17. So you're looking at under $100 for the anchor kit, or buy it from seadoo for $260. So pretty outrageous unless you get it on a discount again, which I was able to get mine for about 180 bucks from seadoo. I would just still go on the Amazon route rather than the seadoo route. That's more preference. Sunshade, I would just buy the big old, bimini cover instead of that, because there's no real purpose in buying that. Those tear off. They've got terrible reviews. Yeah, obviously the mooring cover, and I'll get into this stuff too, actually, the mooring and trailering cover. So here's my gripe with the trailering cover. Obviously the negative reviews come out because more people have bad stuff to say than the positive people who are just enjoying it. But the trailering cover is actually kind of expensive for what it is. If you look at this, the only thing it has is seadoo. It's kind of canvasy, so it's a little bit better than something like a tarp or a canvas that you'd buy that's not fitted. But at the same time, this only covers a very small amount of it. And actually, my favorite thing about this more than anything is it protects some of the switch sidewalls from the sun. Now, if you actually look at the mooring cover, in addition to the trailering cover, it actually covers a lot more than you'd think. So the only problem is then you're going to have a big old line through your boat right here from the sun if you leave it outside. So mine's already starting to fade. So this material, as I've stated before with the sparks, they need to be covered because this material sun fades really quick. I don't know if y'all seen the spark that has been out in the weather for 5 years and not covered. They are sun faded like you wouldn't believe, and these boats are subject to the same thing because the material is nearly identical, if not identical, to the spark. So yeah, I mean, I would totally get the cover or canvas that covers this entire thing for it. A lot of people have been mentioning car covers, and that's kind of what I would go to. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a car cover on here as well. Actually, I looked through this a little bit and I didn't see anything, but a lot of the community is saying use a car cover for that. So yeah, trailering cover, okay, if you want to spend the money, and the mooring cover especially okay if you want to spend the money. But like, if money is not an object, I mean, that's not why you're buying this boat. And 900 bucks. I mean, you could get these again if you know the dealer. You can get these discounted for under 700 bucks, but still $700 for a mooring cover that barely covers this thing. Forget it. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous if you think about it. It keeps birds off the interior boat, but the exterior is going to sun fade. You need to get something that goes over the sidewalls. I wish Sea-Doo offered something like that that covers the entire boat. It's kind of ridiculous to think for $900 this is what you're looking at, and a mouse is probably going to chew this, as well. So anyways, I can't recommend this. I would actually just recommend that car cover, put it over your boat, call it a day, and then obviously use the boat props in the middle with the strings to keep water off from pooling on your boat. Trailering cover, again, if you're going to be trailering it, it's up to you. Wouldn't recommend it, but if you will be trailering it, this is what you do. I don't have this, and I won't buy this based on the reviews. And also people on the community saying it's trash. So this one, kind of recommended if you do want it, but I would just use something else. So this is more of a preference for me, the Linq Modular Plate. Now, the reason why I'm going to buy this is I'm actually going to mount a trolling motor to this. The plate is what I want to mount the trolling motor to, and then have this come out the front of the boat. Since the boat has one of these pads on the front of the boat, you can knock this plate in there and then screw that to here without actually damaging the front of your boat. So that's what I plan on mounting the bow mount trolling motor to. Might be one or two of these depending, but for $152 are pretty expensive. Again, anything that Sea-Doo pretty much sells is going to nickel and dime you. So if we go to accessories, water sport accessories, one of the things that I would buy more than anything is this swim platform. Now, these are actually technically not allowed on the Sea-Doo Switch Compact, but the 16-footers and the 18 or 19-footers have this available, and that makes it into I believe, an 18-footer and a 21-footer, because they count this as part of the boat afterwards, because this is screwed into the boat and has accessories on it. So the Compact is technically a PWC at under 13 feet long. So putting this on here makes this effectively a 14-foot, 8-inch boat, which is technically a no-no on the Compact. But, I'm going to be installing one of these. I'm going to actually be putting the cooler onto that as well. So this is a Linq cooler, and it connects right into that. And obviously the rod holders are, I think, $35 each. The rod holders are going to go on the back and hold the rods on the swim platform. So it's pretty much what I want more than anything is the swim platform, because the reason why I say want and don't have yet is because these are out of stock, and they have been out of stock. They supposedly are going to replenish in mid-October, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's an absolute necessary item if you didn't already buy one with your boat, is the swim platform. Cooler is more of a want. You don't need it, but the swim platform is definitely necessary to have that extra 2 feet of space for people to sit on and enjoy the outside of it. Yeah. All right, as I mentioned, the anchor before, $254 from Sea-Doo. Wouldn't buy it. Would actually just buy the one from Amazon right there on this. And again, this will be linked below, so make sure you click on that and thank the community for it. All right, the last thing other than the Garmin transducers, so the transducers are $1,000 from Sea-Doo. You're better off just buying this one for $188 and getting the converter cable, which are also on that spreadsheet as well. So feel free to check out the spreadsheet. Now, one thing you won't find on the spreadsheet that I can't recommend enough that I was able to get, and it saved my hide driving far away. So the Dooplicator. Now, this is a DSS key duplicator, literally as it sounds. Basically, you take your phone, you scan the RFID on the DSS key, and you send it to Dooplicator. Dooplicator will send you a key in the mail for $55. Now, one of these keys from Sea-Doo is $80, and you still need them programmed from the dealer, which will cost you another $100. So, my recommendation is to go on to Dooplicator. It's simply just dooplicator.com, spelled like this, /order. And I'll tell you a short story on this thing. So we were heading up 5 hours away to a lake for the weekend, and I left my key in my truck, and we took the SUV out there. And somehow I had the foresight to put this in the SUV cup holder, and thank goodness I did, because we traveled 5 hours and we were able to plug this in and use it for the weekend. So it was actually really nice to do that. So this is something I would highly recommend to buy just in case. We had the Dooplicator key. We were able to at least enjoy a day on the water. So yeah, that's www.dooplicator.com /order. So make sure you go there and buy one of these. But I can't recommend the bumper enough. That's going to be the #1 most important item, and also the anchor is going to be another important item as well. Get a sand anchor as well, so that you can anchor your boat forward and backwards, so you're that kind of like 5 or 6 feet out of water. We'll get to trailering next, and I have a trailering video coming out, And I'm going to go over safe boating practices for the seadoo switch and trailers in general. So yeah, we'll get into that and what I like and don't like about this and what I've purchased outside of seadoo here. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. Feel free to check out the link below. Thank the community. And we'll see you on the water. Take it easy.